What fire springs forth? What bile does bubble? The black moon swings and the sky stirs trouble. By violent ends we killed the light. Through the shadows madness beckons. Weird at night.
1, 2, 1, 2, 3.
Hey everybody, it's Patrick Galactic, and you're watching Weird at Night. Thank you for joining me tonight. It is Sunday morning. As you can see, I'm looking my best, looking very, very flashy. Hope you guys are doing pretty good. Hey Zim, thanks for checking in. Who else is here? Say hello. Yeah, so how have you guys been spending your time during this quarantine? I know that I've been kind of lately obsessively collecting action figures on eBay, because that is the kind of insanity that my roommate and I have mutually engaged in by like week 8. Now, I suppose it could be worse. We could be squabbling and fighting about, too much, the mustard stain on the plate. But no, we're collecting action figures together. So I suppose it could be worse. However, whatever I've saved on gas, I have definitely spent on eBay. So, am I proud of my consumer habits? Perhaps not. Am I proud of the fact that me and my roommate, the Razor Sharp, are both still alive? I am. So, how are you guys spending your quarantine time? Let me know in the chat. Let's talk about it. While you guys type your typeys, what the fuck is going on in the world today? Like, we're at a stage now where people are literally not capable of working in their own best interests anymore. So I don't know if you guys noticed this, but it wasn't today, it wasn't yesterday. It was the other day, though. A huge collection of bots just seemed like they flooded the internet with misinformation about COVID-19. Zim, they are WWE action figures, and my roommate and I collected them when we were kids, and so we are collecting them now, and I'm not afraid to tell you that. I'm not afraid to tell you that. I don't think I'm afraid to tell you that. Well, whatever, I told you that. So, as I was saying, people are losing their shit. And I don't remember where I was in that story, so I'm just going to start from a different place. So, basically, so a couple days ago, there was this flood of people sharing this shit called Plandemic on Facebook and Twitter and all this stuff with all this crazy information regarding COVID-19 and how it was conceived and how it was transmitted. And people claiming it's a hoax, people claiming that it's whatever, right? And I usually don't want this show to be about this, but it's just getting to a point where I feel like everybody should be saying this who has any kind of microphone of any size at all. So, you have that, you have the people protesting in different state government capitals, et cetera, et cetera. You have people screaming in cops' faces and saying that we're violating their rights and all this stuff. And the thing is, I really feel like the people who are racing to just go right back to the fucking thing that we were doing before all of this are really, really missing out on a huge opportunity here. And I know that sounds fucked up, but I want to be really clear because I think it needs to be said. I think that if you want to just race back into whatever it was, that you were doing before all of this, you really are lacking a lot of imagination and a lot of ability to reflect. Because all of us, whether you make a bunch of money or whether you make a little bit of money, all of us have probably realized through this that what we were doing before had a lot of problems. How we were spending our time wasn't ideal. Where we were spending our time isn't ideal. Our commute, whatever. Now that you're not doing it every day, many of you, I think you're realizing that you have more time to reflect, maybe more time to enjoy yourself. Maybe working from home gives you a chance to actually be around the things that you love instead of being around a fucking office full of track lights and bullshit and pleasantries that nobody cares about, you know? But we have a chance to reimagine our system a little bit right now. The world is shut down, and everybody who normally holds all the power is almost as powerless as we always are. It's a very rare time in the world where everybody's kind of in the same boat to some degree. You know, the president himself, I'm not wishing this on him in any way, but the president himself is very paranoid about getting sick. Nobody is immune from this. So it's a time where we're all kind of equal in one way or another. We're in this shared sense of uncertainty. But what's happening also is that as I've spent more time in quarantine and looked around, I've been able to kind of appreciate that I haven't necessarily been living my life in the best way I could be. I realized that I haven't been as honest with the way I've lived my life as I've wanted to be, because you can justify it by saying you need to make money or you need to do this or you need to do that. I've had a chance to reconnect with myself in a very real way. And that's because I've made a conscious decision to really embrace the situation for what it is and get the most out of it that I can. And I don't think that a lot of people are doing that right now. I think everybody racing to just get back to life as it was is missing the point. This is a system that hasn't been working for a lot of people. If we leave all the say and all the power and all the choices in the hands of people that led us into this situation, it's not going to just get better, guys. This is a really fucked situation. And honestly, you know, people are like, it's almost like a post-apocalypse. At what point are we in an apocalypse? You know what I mean? Like, it's crazy. And I don't like to harp on the anxiety train and try and get people all pumped up about stuff that's not healthy and try to inflame people. Because the truth is, I think if we all spent some time with ourselves and we all tried to embrace this delay in our lives, this pause. I mean, literally my entire world, I'm a musician. The money I make is entirely dependent on live performance. You know, I'm in all kinds of disarray trying to figure out how to make my world go round. But you know what? There's still a lot of good in the middle of all of that. But even still, even if your life sucks being broke is still better than being dead, guys. Still better than being dead. We're like just racing towards 100,000 dead in this country, and I really hope you guys will take this seriously. I hope you guys are staying safe, and I'll leave it at that. I'm sorry for the rant, and I'm sorry for the kind of down note to start this all on, but at the same time, it's just kind of getting to a point where I'm really getting seriously concerned for all of us, because a lot of people that I know and respect are not taking this very seriously. It is fucking scary. So yes, I'm sorry for the lecture. I know it's a bummer, but we're done. Okay. So there's some pretty cool stuff that we're developing here that I'm working alongside some people with. It's going to be kind of an expansion of some of the concepts that we've explored here on Weird at Night. But there's some other creators that I'm really good friends with here on Twitch that you will probably be seeing me work with a little bit on a few projects. And so I'm really excited about that. And it's going to be a good time. And that brings me to some exciting news, which is that next Friday night, there is going to be a very special episode of Weird at Night where we're going to talk about some cool stuff that will have happened earlier that night. And I can't tell you too much right now because it's a bit of a surprise. It hasn't been announced yet, and we got to leave it to those people to do that. But needless to say, tune in next Friday night around 10 p.m. It's the only Weird at Night that you're ever going to see that early, unless somebody else asks me to do one. But it's a very special episode. There's Bowie. It's my little dude, Bowie. All right. Zim. Absolutely, Zim. Yep. This is a very serious thing, and we all got to recognize that. And yeah, it's just kind of a, what I would say is that this situation has kind of forced us all out of any sort of comfort zone that we might have had, right? All of us in our little delusions about the way the world works and all the little stories we tell ourselves to get through the day have all been kind of defeated by the reality of this illness, right? Like, this threat of this illness doesn't give a shit what your prejudices are. It doesn't give a shit how much money you make. It just makes people sick. It just kills people. It just transmits itself through the fucking air to whoever is unlucky enough to get it. And that's all there is to it. It doesn't give a shit. This is reality. This isn't a game, guys. Like, this isn't politics. This isn't Democrats and Republican stuff. This isn't parties. This isn't social justice warriors. This isn't, megas. This isn't any of that stuff. This is Bowie, is what this is, because you can see my snow white cat in the background there. My little boy, Bowie, come here, baby. Come here, buddy. Oh, look at him, his tail's wagging. Maybe he's gonna come here. Yes, he is. Bowie the cat, everybody. My boy. Bowie the cat, not the man, the Bowie I love the most, even more than David Bowie. And he is on me. He likes being on camera. He also loves music. Bowie is a very musical cat. So I am glad that he has finally made, in the 4th episode of this goddamn show, he has finally made an appearance. So where was I? So yes, there will be a special episode of Weird at Night next Friday at 10 p.m. on Twitch right here. So I hope you guys will join me. Hope you tell some friends, because honestly, the bigger the group, the better. So if you guys could do me a huge favor and make some clips of the show, if you think there's a highlight that you like or whatever, make a clip, share it with your friends, let people know, show them why you like it. Don't just tell them about it, because that's better for me. And isn't that what's important? We got to pay some bills, guys. Let's do that right now. We have a new sponsor this week, and Weird at Night this week is proudly presented by Insecurity, the distrust you can trust. We were talking about broken systems or things that inspire the kind of wrong values or wrong things in America, and little kick in the nuts to America right there. Or the ovaries, whatever. Or whatever. And returning from last week, we have another sponsor, the Status Quo. They've designed your life. Now shut the fuck up and live it. Your life is a movie that will never end. Patient acceptance of insecurity of mediocrity is freedom. Don't ever forget that, guys. The status quo, the people who want you to rush back out, get this economy back open, and start buying their shit again as you also make their shit. Make it, eat it for lunch, give it to your kids, take it home. The status quo, when you don't want anything to change at all, the status quo. And did you remember to do that thing? The Concerned Citizens for the Destabilization of Society want to ask, did you remember to do that thing? That thing, you woke up this morning, it was a thing you had to do. What was it? Did you? And our oldest sponsor and my favorite sponsor, Shitty's Pizza. The hospital is next door. Use promo code Why God Do We Suffer. You get a free depubing. Normally $4.99, limit one per customer. Now, look, I go out for pizza occasionally, okay? It's not always delivery with me, okay? I do occasionally like to go out for a pizza. Now, when I go to a Shitty's, do I have to sit there and go, hey, did they inspect this for pubes? Right? I don't need to do that at a Shitty's because when they see me, they give me that $4.99, okay? And they give me 2 per customer, all right? That's what happens when you have real power, people. That's what happens. Shitty's Pizza on the corner of 9th and Nocturnal Drive, just past the memory of your first fully charged smartphone. Okay. You're looking pretty good tonight, babies. And I can tell by that look in your camera that you think I'm looking pretty good too. It's Late Night Stories. It's Weird at Night. And I'm back to share another one with you. No one sent one in since the last episode, but that's okay because you can always send one in anytime. Send them to weirdatnight@gmail.com. If you want to do the narration yourself, you're more than welcome. Just send me a video or send me an audio file. Happy to play that, put a little background to it, whatever. If you want to write it and send it to me, I can share it anonymously. I'll read it in a goofy voice, whatever. But for now, here's another late night story from me. Now, I am sober, okay? That is critical for you to understand. However, I'm sober because I used to be really not sober, right? That is a fact. And because of that, Zim, what do you got here? Zim, you can think of something. Everybody's got a late night story, so stick around. You're gonna understand why everybody's got a late night story. Because my late night stories, when I used drugs and alcohol, I used like weed and alcohol. Okay, that was pretty much me. I was not like, certainly not like cocaine, heroin guy, but also I really didn't want to use psychedelics because as I've said before, I did not like myself enough and I knew it, okay? But after I got sober, I kind of fell into a bit of a funk. I fell into a depression and I'd done some research and talked with my partner at the time, and we had talked about kind of the psychiatric principles of mushrooms because psychedelics were kind of coming back into the conversation, right? About the psychic properties of psychedelics and what they could do for the human psyche in a therapeutic setting, right? So I did a lot of research because I was very interested and maybe ready to try it. And we agreed that we were going to do it. So we wanted to microdose, so we had to macrodose at the start. And so I ate one little mushroom. We had a little trip together. It lasted 4 or 5 hours. It was super fun, good times, nothing bad happened. Had a blast. The trees were breathing. Me and the light had a staring contest. I was just manically saying how much I loved everything and listening to my friends' music and just fucking having the best time, right? And we saw a cat in a tree. Like literally the tree was shaped like a cat and it was breathing and it was the king of cats and nobody could appreciate its godliness. Anyway. And then we started microdosing and it was great. Well, I kind of had a great experience and I kind of felt like maybe there was something more to be ascertained from a macrodose, right? And so we talked about it. It was a short time later and we agreed to do it again. Except this time, instead of eating a mushroom, which is kind of the way you know how much you took, my partner decided to make tea. And the problem with tea is, if you're not the one watching how much is going in there, it's very easy to lose track, especially once you've crushed it up into a form where, anyway, it's very difficult to measure it accurately. So we did it, And within about 5 minutes, I could tell something was very wrong, right? I just had this weird sensation. I almost had this weird feeling in the back of my head. Within about a half hour, like the world started getting like 4D. Within 35 minutes, it was 7D. Within, 45 minutes, it was 37D. Like everything was, it was like being in a late Picasso painting. It was just in his Cubist period where it was just all over the place. And so I would look at my partner and her face would be in all these multiple dimensions and stuff. And I was trying to keep my shit together, and she's talking to me and she's like, you can tell something's wrong, And I'm trying to just keep my shit together. Oh, it's fine. Oh, it's fine. Oh, it's fine. And then finally she's like, dude, what is wrong? What are we gonna do here? And she's tripping too. So I'm really, really, really freaked out because I'm like, I'm gonna die and she can't take care of me because she's fucked up too and we've poisoned ourselves and now we're gonna die. And I just went into a full-blown panic attack. What proceeded after I attempted to go to sleep on mushrooms, which you can't really do, I don't think. I closed my eyes and was beset by images of, let's see, there was a river of human bodies, not bodies like limbs. There was a vehicle of human limbs just riding towards me, kind of, and then through me and over and over and over again. I was at one point like completely isolated, floating in space. That was uncomfortable. That was a very scary thing. And finally, I couldn't tell if I was awake. And then I finally believed that I had died. And I was like, oh, I died. That's what this is. I died. That's what this is. And everything I'm seeing right now is like some kind of crazy, ghostly vision, and I'm crossing the Rainbow Bridge and blah, blah, blah. And then I was beset by an image. I was standing in front of a mirror in this cold, dark place. And I was staring at myself. And then my reflection turned into a buffalo, like a white buffalo. And I said to the buffalo, and the buffalo's mouthing it because it's apparently me, it was like, I'm going to face my fear. I'm sick of this. I can't keep doing this. And as I said that, these spikes rose up from the ground, and I started to grab them, and then I snapped awake. And I finally felt somewhat human. And I started laughing hysterically. And my girlfriend, who's having the most pleasant trip ever and is not at all bothered by anything, and is just probably thinking that what I'm going through is kind of amusing, just touched my arm, and I instantly wilted into like the psychological state of like a 2 or 3 year old and started acting like she was my maternal person, and then told her that I needed to go potty. And I like walked to the bathroom like a 2 or 3 year old and tried to take a piss and pissed all over the floor like a kid. Waddled back to the bed, and I think I finally fell the fuck asleep. 5 hours of complete existential horror. I mean, it was the most illuminating and terrifying experience of my entire life. And yet, the one thing I'll say for myself, instead of going, oh, that was terrible, I should never do this again, I was like, that was terrible. I am very afraid as a human being. And I need to figure out why. And from that moment to now, I have never stopped learning from that experience. It has always continued to inform me and inspire me to try new things, to not get mired in my own monotony, you know, in my own self-beliefs, and to understand that there's a lot more going on in all of us than we actually think there is at all times. Did do mushrooms one more time after that, about 2 months later, because I just wanted to prove to myself that if I took the same dose I took the first time, that I could be all right. And I was a little scared, but I did do that. I just ate the mushrooms the same way. And I had an okay experience. I did have some big revelations again, because that was why I did it, was for the medicinal value of the mushroom. And I did end up having some big revelations that really did get me on a path to being a healthier person. I'm not advocating, and I'm not a psychiatrist for anybody, so please do not take any medical advice from me. I am not advocating that anybody do that. But what I am saying is that there is a world of possibility in each of us that we are not dialed into at all in the conscious world. And that experience, as rough as it was worth every second of it, because I was able to learn a lot and become a better person. So there you go. Late night stories from Patrick Galactic. Guys, if you want sex, if you want smut, if you want something seedy, if you want something surreal and crazy, you're gonna have to send those stories to me, because my life, I have lived my life as an inverse, like a Benjamin Button, okay? Like, when I was a young man, I was with a woman. And then when I graduated from high school, I was still with her. And then I married her when I was 25, and I owned a home, and I lived in the suburbs, and I had a job that I hated. I was trying to be a musician, but I was losing steam. I was gaining weight. I was hating my life. And then when I was in my early 30s, I got divorced. I moved out of that suburb. I moved out of that house. I started living a life that was more true to who I am. And ever since then, I feel like I'm actually like doing the things that at my age most people would think are very immature and irresponsible. But at the same time, that's just my truth, man. It's just who I have to be, right? And I hope you guys are being who you have to be, because this is fucking weird at night, man. There are no rules. Well, there are. Don't send me any porn. So back to things as they were. What do we got here? We got some other stuff. I got us some new stuff. I like this one. Yeah. What do you think? Is that peaceful? That's just so chill. All right. Whew. So as usual, I've kind of blown through some of my plans here a lot faster than I expected to. That's just the nature of Weird at Night. Usually I write a bunch of stuff out. I feel very confident that we're just gonna, this is totally enough. When I originally envisioned this show, I actually thought it would be like 3 hours. And then what happens every single time that I think I have an hour of content is it turns out I have about 14 minutes of content. And that's okay, because we have something more to do. I did say in the chat before the show that we would have a little experiment to do together. And I hope that you took me seriously and you got a pen and you got paper. Now, if you will do this with me, it's an artistic experiment. It's 2:30 in the morning right now. What the hell else better do you have to do? I want to talk about something called automatic writing. Now, what is automatic writing? I'm glad you asked. Oh, that's the little Twitch big brother behind the scenes shit. Okay. Automatic writing, according to Wikipedia, is automatic writing, or psychography, is a claimed psychic ability allowing a person to produce written words without consciously writing. The words purportedly arise from a subconscious, spiritual, or supernatural source. Scientists and skeptics consider automatic writing to be the result of the ideomotor effect. And even proponents of automatic writing admit it has been the source of innumerable cases of self-delusion. Automatic writing is not the same thing as free writing. Now, that made me a little insecure in my point here. We are not talking about automatic writing as a supernatural thing, okay? We're going to talk about automatic writing as a subconscious thing, because I do think there's something to that. God damn it, this cat is so fucking cute. Okay. So, I did some automatic writing, and what automatic writing is, I became aware of it when I started studying surrealism. So a lot of people think that the surrealist movement is kind of a visual art form pioneered by Rene Magritte and Salvador Dali, because they're kind of the most famous American artists. They're not American artists, but they're the most famous in America of the surrealists. They're the most commonly regarded. Magritte did the cigar painting, and Dali did innumerable surrealist masterpieces that have been featured time immemorial, right? Well, they did not create surrealism. They were not the voice of surrealism. Surrealism was actually a political movement that was anti-capitalist and somewhat given to, it was really more about like poetry and writers. And you can read more about the history of surrealism on Wikipedia or anywhere else you want to. I'm not an expert. I may have gotten some things wrong, but the general idea is definitely the case. So, what automatic writing was the belief that if you release your mind and you just let yourself write subconsciously, that you get to the truth of your essence and that you actually are more honest. Now, funnily enough, that's kind of how I write my lyrics in some ways, is like a lot of people when they're writing on a guitar will like kind of hum instead of sing or whatever because they don't have any words. I sing words and I try to rhyme while I'm doing it. And I've done it for years and years and years, so I've gotten pretty good at it. But what I find when I go back and listen to those voice memos is that a lot of the stuff I said, because I'm not thinking about what I'm saying, I'm just trying to kind of rhyme stuff and see where it happens. A lot of the stuff I said is way more honest than anything I could preconceive, right? So I did some automatic writing, and I am going to share it with you. I could not do it on camera. I actually tried to practice it, and it was just horrid. This is not good, but it's definitely an experiment. And then what I would like to do is have us all do that same experiment in the chat together, is have everybody do like 30 seconds of automatic writing in the chat, and then I will read everybody's out loud, and we'll just see what happens. But let me read this to you before. And real quick, let me adjust this so I can do a screen share with you guys. Boop, boop, boop. Hang in there one more sec. Microsoft Word. All right, there we go. So, this is horrible, but it's funny. I'm lava before morning when the steamboats come in forms of gray and think that everyone sleeps as long as there's no keeping secrets. But that's all well and good, but who are we really? I'm lava, but who are we? I'm meaning to straighten myself, but I'm trying not to. Surrender to the nothing. Stop thinking. Lighthouse truck stop when the boat goes. When will the bat drop? And how will the people know who is in charge when everyone's dreaming of blonde-colored cars? I'm rhyming with reason and losing my edge. It's all I can think of, but thinking is dead, or so I said. I wish I could let go, and someday I will. Bleeding along the edges, but don't go asking for salt when you really need soup. Cinema of mind and virtuousness plays all days. Everything seems relatable to the average Jack, but when it comes right down to it, everything is bullshit. I wish it was some other way. I wish I was some other way. Maybe I wish you were some other way. But I am what I am, and all things are the same. We are not meant to endeavor so much. I'm almost certain our capitalistic endeavors are not as justifiable as we tell ourselves they are. So I left it that way with all the misspellings and everything, so you can see that, like, so what I literally did was closed my eyes and tried to type all this. Each paragraph was a different attempt. And the results are pretty laughable, but it's something that if you practice, I think you can get pretty good at. So what do you guys think? Are you willing to do this? Are you willing to do this? Zim, you want to do this with me, man? You wanna... It's okay, neither can I. All right. So, how are we gonna do this? All right. I'm gonna say 3, 2, 1, go. And the Zim and I are just going to share our thoughts unconsciously and try to completely let go in the chat. So if you're watching the replay of this episode, watch the chat replay. All right, Zim, 3, 2, 1, go. Okay. All right. So I'm giving you guys a minute to let everything come in. Okay. So I'll read mine. This is horrible and ridiculous and awesome. So, brown endeavors are dumb. I'm not sure how I even spell right now. I'm trying not to be loose with the truth. It's easy to see why it's hard to type like this. Moonlight, give me something evil. I'm ready for the next disease. Don't ever talk to me like that again. You know there's more. You know there's more, but I can't find it. I'm empty for now, but I'm sure I'll find a way to fill my time. The Zim says, I am not sure I am doing this the way I should. Every time I hit the return key, my face explodes with a crazy pipe of a thought. Okay, we are feeling this yet. What is going on? What is going on? Did we do it? Thanks, Zim. Thank you. Guys, this is fun. This is fun. And if you know what, like, we have the time right now. Like, put your fucking phone down, go outside with a pad of paper, close your eyes, write this shit down, and just let your mind wander and try to learn about yourself. That's what this stuff is for. It's not. You don't have to be a professional to do this. You don't have to. This is art. Art is not owned by anybody. It's for everyone. And I can't tell you how fun this is. And honestly, you can really learn so much about yourself. And maybe it's a good way to, like, it's an easier way maybe to try and break the ice if you feel like you're not a creative person, because I think everybody is. And thank you, Zim, for participating. The artist The Artist's Way, morning papers. No, I haven't. I have not heard of that. All right, let's see what we got here. So, we've done late night stories. We heard from the sponsors. The Artist's Way is a book. Okay, I'm interested. Do you have a link or something? Can you throw it up in the chat, Zim? To link for more, if people want to read about it? Because I would like to know too. All right. Maybe I should play something for you that I didn't tell you that I had because I forgot to. Okay. Crystal Face can chill. You know what? This can go down too. All right. So, my friend, Richie Nelson, moved to Chicago, but is somebody I've known for a long time, and is the head of a band called Richie Dagger's Crime. Also performs as a solo artist, but is one of my closest creative collaborators, somebody that I've worked with a few times. He produced a song of mine called She Lives on the Astral Plane I released a few years ago. Richie, out of the blue, sends me a remix this morning, or last night, of my song Ageless. It was on my EP No Future to Fear that came out in February. And I would love to share it with you guys. This will be the first time it's ever been played publicly. Let's set the stage appropriately. Let's get all this shit, and let's just... I wanted to give it the proper accoutrement, visual accoutrement. So, hold on. We're getting there, guys. It's happening. Yeah. Oh, the raccoons. We need the raccoons. Hold on. Raccoons, the kings of the pros. Raccoons will survive anything, and so will I. I'm Patrick Galactic, Cosmic Traveler. Happy to be here with you on Weird at Night. This is Ageless. It's a remix by Richie Dagger's Crime. Here you go.
Dream that I was dead. It felt just like bed, a pillow for my head. Tomorrow was gone, future to fear, no truth to hold dear. I've never been so sure. I had been cured of time and the quest for reason and infinite. That I woke up perfectly stuck. It's never been so clear.
Nobody talks. I've never been so sure. I had been purified in the sands of reason, an ageless empire of truth and meaning. Coming back again.
All right. That was my boy Richie Dagger's Crime, y'all. That was cool. Thank you, Richie. Thank you very much. It means a lot to me when people contribute anything to my world that I can share and kind of, let people see what's going on in my world. Awesome that people can obviously participate with the show in that way. But when somebody actually gets into your brain and like recontextualizes your song and reimagines it and gives it as much heart as Richie did, there's really nothing better than that. That's just incredible. It's awesome when anyone is willing to spend that kind of time with your work, and it means a lot to me. Thank you, Richie. So with that said, if you want to be featured on Weird at Night, if you make music videos, if you make short films, if you make animations, if you direct stuff, produce stuff, if you just have some kind of weird side project that's too weird for everyone, as long as it's not porn, I'm totally cool to run it on the show, guys. Like, I want you guys to show the world what fucking crazy shit you do. I don't think that absurdity and lunacy should be limited to like TikTok. You know what I mean? We have a big open platform here. Twitch is maybe the most vastly experimental platform that there is, and I want to max it out. We haven't even begun. This is the very beginning of Weird at Night. So stick around because there's a lot in the works and there's a lot to be excited about. Okay, so now call to creators. So if you, if you want to be featured on the show, just hit me up. Weirdatnight at gmail.com. Weirdатnight@gmail.com. Once again, I would just like to mention I have the Gmail weirdатnight@gmail.com. How did no one think of that before me? Also, weirdatnight.com. I own that as well. I don't have anything there, don't go there, but I will eventually. But how did nobody think of this? This is so weird at night. But my dad jokes do get a little old when it gets to be about 2:50 in the morning, y'all. So I won't keep you too much longer. But if you do, once again, have a late night story that you'd like to share, send it to me, weirdatnight@gmail.com. If you want a naughty, smutty, sexy story, if you want a strange, surreal, alien coast to coast kind of story you want to share, just do it. It's not hard to do, guys. This is meant to be a place where we all kind of get super honest and we get a little vulnerable, or we get funny, or we get silly, or whatever. But the better, the more people put into this, the better it will be. Oh, hey, Richie. I'm sorry. I misread my chat. I'm a dummy. I'm old. I'm still figuring out this platform. Sorry. So we have talked about a lot. Oh, I had a thought today. I think Russia's going about this misinformation campaign all wrong. So we talked about the kind of uprising of the weird misinformation bots that are always happening, but seem more pronounced than ever with all these people sharing this crazy shit. But I'm like, what if Russia like had a little more casual attitude? You know what I mean? Like, what if they'd like tried to phrase their misinformation more like a pickup line, like, and this is my dad joke of the week: back that ass up and pull my lever for Trump. You got to be a conspiracy because I don't believe it. Right? Huh? So imagine it's said that way with a Russian accent. And I think that, yes, that'll be the thing. So it's getting to be time to wind down, guys. It's getting to be time for you to shut it all down, for me to shut you down, for me to shut it all down, for you, for me. And for all the little children out there watching me ramble, you know what I thought would be cool is if we all had like secret rings that we wore when we watched the show. Would you guys want like a weird little plastic decoder ring or something that said Weird at Night on it? Because I want to see if I can figure out a way to get them made for free. But I might be able to. Let me know. I don't know what I'm going to play. So you get what you get. Don't give up on your dreams, because when they're gone, you lose them forever. Love is not what it seems. It has to be hard to keep it together in love. Love was all that I could give in is all I could be. Don't give up on your dreams, because when they're gone, you lose them forever. Love is not what it seems. It has to be hard to keep it together in love. Love was all that I could give in love. Is all I could be. 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 So, funny thing, in Seattle, it is like 83 degrees today. Which is not like it's that late in the year, but it's for Seattle, that's early. So it's usually, you don't get a super warm day till like July. Shout out to Bang Soda, free endorsement for you guys. I drink a shit when I'm trying to just get jacked. And I am jacked. Let me tell you. All right. So I'm going to play one more song for you guys. I have no idea what one. But I do want to say before we get out of here that I enjoy these cosmic journeys with you very much. Thank you guys so much. Please smash the subscribe button. Tell your people about the show. Like I said, it really helps. Make a clip, share it with your friends, pick your favorite 30 seconds of the show and just let people see it. And if they like it, I'd love to have them along for the journey. The whole point is to make our worlds bigger together. So please, every Tuesday night, Wednesday morning, or Saturday night, Sunday morning, join me at 2 a.m. Pacific time for Weird at Night. And I still haven't figured out what song I'm going to play. Oh, no. Also, always be a professional. Have a clip-on tuner with you if you're going to be on camera, okay? Jesus, what am I going to do here? I'm just blanking on what I should play. Okay. I'm going to put the capo on the 3rd fret because I know I've written a lot of songs on the 3rd fret. Let's actually do the 6th fret. Every step of the way I drown in you. I hate myself to know it, but I couldn't see it through. Every step of the way I drown in you. Felt so damn uncertain, but I never knew what I could do. La, da, da, da. La, da, da. You could face up to the fact that you were wasting your time with me. Don't you wanna be protected, love, at the love, all your feelings slip away. Oh, oh, oh. Oh, I know, I feel it, I feel it. I wanted to feel it so long. But then I look into your eyes, and there's nothing beyond them anymore. Yeah, anymore. Every step of the way I drown you. thank you all for being part of this transmission. I'm Patrick Galactic, and we've been Weird at Night.
1, 2, 1, 2, 3.